The NBA world has seen its fair share of glamour and beauty whenever we witnessed supermodels, influencers, fashion icons, and other beautiful women taking the courtside to engage with the players a little too closely. Be it in the form of flirty glances, fiery conversations, or just players exchanging looks with these baddies, the players have gone on to turn up the heat in front of these ladies to show them what they've got, and that makes the game even more exciting. So while it is very difficult to choose just a few of these instances when NBA players enhance their performance levels in front of beautiful women, we have tried to narrow it down to 20 such instances where NBA players went all in on the court to impress the ladies seated on the courtside. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we? Number 20. When Jordan Clarkson tried to impress Kendall Jenner back in 2016-17, there were rumors about Jordan Clarkson and Kendall Jenner being romantically linked, but neither confirmed the relationship publicly. And how did these rumors come into play? Well, of course, because the media often speculated that Clarkson, like many high-profile athletes and celebrities, was trying to impress Jenner, a member of the famous Kardashian-Jenner family, who is known for her modeling career and media presence. We had witnessed Clarkson putting on some memorable performances when Kendall was courtside, using his quick handle and flashy style to impress her. But it turns out their rumored relationship did not really last for long, as Jenner went on to date players like Ben Simmons and Devin Booker later on. Number 19. Derrick Rose energized by Elena Anderson. Now this is one baddie and NBA player equation that blossomed into a wholesome relationship as NBA's Derrick Rose and Elena Anderson are now married and have a beautiful family. But when they were going out, we used to see Elena Anderson watching from courtside on several occasions, and Rose often delivered highlight reel plays, throwing down dunks and hitting clutch shots reminiscent of his MVP days in front of his girlfriend. Elena Anderson has often been seen supporting Rose from the sidelines on the course and has been a consistent presence in his life. And we have seen some of the best performances from Rose whenever Anderson is seated on the courtside. Number 18. Kevin Durant flying kisses to a female spectator. In a game between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Golden State Warriors, we witnessed the legend Kevin Durant hitting on a pretty female spectator who was seated right on the course, and it was quite a funny incident. And right after KD blew the flying kisses to the female spectator, we saw her blushing and getting all flushed. Well, if Kevin Durant hits on you, what else would you do but blush right? Right after Durant met eyes with the female spectator, he turned up the heat and went on to shoot some impressive hoops in style, impressing the baddie who was seated with her friends. It looked like Durant was trying to shoot his shots, and it was working on the baddie. It did seem like love at first sight for Durant because he did not stop shutting down the Blazers in that game, courtesy of the cute baddie on the courtside. Number 17. Luka Doncic flirting with referee Ashley Moyer-Glake. Who would have thought that we would see Luka Doncic get flirty with a referee in the NBA, right? But that is exactly what happened here. Remember when the Dallas Mavericks star guard made headlines in the 2020-21 NBA season for flirting with referee Ashley Moyer-Glake? Well, it was during a game between the Mavs and the LA Clippers when Moyer-Glake called for a foul against the then Mavs center, Willie Cauley-Stein, in the second quarter, with LA leading 35-31. Paul George went on to take 2 free throws, and that is exactly when Luka took his shot at the referee, telling her that there was another foul that had taken place when Glake asked him, "What foul?" Doncic got very smooth with his words and said, "Fouling in love with you." Pretty smooth from Doncic, right? Number 16. LeBron James and the Courtside Baddie. January 16th, 2021. It was the Lakers versus Rockets, nothing but a normal basketball game, besides 2 major exceptions. And what were those exceptions? Number 1, that LeBron was just approaching the all-time scoring record, and number 2, that there was a blonde baddie seated courtside who could not take her eyes off of James throughout the game. And once James realized that there was a baddie watching him, he did raise the heat against the Rockets to another level. Rockets were struggling to stop LeBron from scoring, as he just could not hold himself from scoring non-stop after meeting eyes with the beautiful baddie. He literally dropped 11 in a row after that for the Lakers, and a lot of the credit for the Lakers' win has to go to the baddie who really got the best out of James in that game. Number 15. When Kyle Kuzma impressed Winnie Harlow. While this might not exactly be your typical NBA player impressing a courtside baddie story, Kyle Kuzma surely bagged a baddie by impressing model Winnie Harlow with his athleticism and charm on the court. The two started dating each other in 2020 and have stayed strong for the last 4 years, with Harlow seen seated on the courtside many times, attending Kuzma's games. In fact, Kuzma never fails to impress whenever Harlow is seated courtside, and the relationship that the two share is very wholesome indeed. Number 14. Cam Thomas impresses Eileen Eileen Gu. The Brooklyn Nets were taking on the Wizards not too long ago, and all of a sudden, Cam Thomas spotted Olympic gold medalist Eileen Gu sitting courtside, cheering for the Nets. And once Thomas spotted her, he made up his mind that he would be doing something special in front of her. Thomas did not hold back and put up one hell of a performance in front of Gu, who could not help but blush every time Thomas scored. And post the match, the interviewer asked for a smile from Thomas, which he could not help himself from giving as well. Obviously, Eileen had a huge role to play in Thomas's performance. Number 13. Trae Young impresses Millie Bobby Brown. It's a whole different feeling when a leading actress and star of a famous series comes to watch a basketball game. And this time, it was none other than Millie Bobby Brown, who was in attendance for one of the Atlanta Hawks games in Atlanta. And with Brown in attendance for the game, Trae Young was not going to disappoint her and the fans. Right after his performance, Young's stats line showed him staging 34 points, 10 assists, 2 steals, and, well, one secret admirer in the form of Millie Bobby Brown herself. The Stranger Things star was more than just impressed by Young's performance in the game. But unfortunately for Young, Brown already had a boyfriend, who she is now married to as well. Tough luck, Trae, but at least he dropped over 30 points in the game. Number 12. Emmanuel Quickley impressing Ice Spice. Next up on this list is Emmanuel Quickley dropping an impressive and rizzy performance in front of Ice Spice, and she has got the hearts of several NBA players pounding, doesn't she? I mean, look at her. She is really cute after all. Anyway, let's not gush over her and let Quickley do the job at that, which he very well did when he saw Ice Spice seated courtside during one of his games. Quickley was surely quick enough to spot his crush in the Crows and dropped a memorable performance in front of her. And if Ice Spice did not know about Quickley after that game, she surely must not have forgotten who he was and what he did. But does she know that Quickley raised the heat just for her? We don't know. Number 11. Jerami Grant mistakenly sits on courtside cutie. While most guys on this list till now have merely exchanged flirty looks and glances at courtside baddies, there is one such instance of Jerami Grant actually sitting on a courtside baddie. By mistake, of course. So this was during an NBA game for the Portland Trail Blazers when Grant spotted a baddie in the audience, and by mistake fell right into her lap after scoring in the game. Right after he stumbled onto her lap, she popped a, "Are you okay?" swing, to which Grant replied cheekily saying, "I'm better now." Well, that just goes to prove that Grant is a player off the court as well. Number 10. Jalen Brunson in awe of Iggy Azalea. This was a time when Jalen Brunson was in complete awe of Australian rapper and songwriter Iggy Azalea, who was seated courtside during one of his games. After spotting Iggy, Brunson went on to drop the game of his life, showcasing skills like never before. He dropped insane three-pointers during the game, and it was pretty evident that Azalea's presence had a lot to do with the way he was dropping points in the game. By the end of the game, he had dropped a total of 6 three-pointers and got rewarded for his performance as he got a hug from Iggy Azalea at the end of the game. Number 9. Jordan Poole pulling baddies. Jordan Poole is not just good at shooting on the court, but also off of it, and he has been known to make many baddies fall head over heels for him when he mesmerizes them with his skills and confidence on the court. One such instance was during an NBA Finals game between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics, where Poole spotted a baddie seated courtside, who was giving him the flirty eyes as well. And that was it for Poole, who went on to drop one of his most exhilarating NBA Finals performances of all time. Number 8. Joe Johnson spots Rihanna in the building. At number 8 on this list is when former shooting guard Joe Johnson once spotted Bad Girl Riri, that is Rihanna, on the court side at one of his games. Johnson completely took over the game and turned into prime Ray Allen with his impressive jump shots after spotting the singer in the game between the Toronto Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets. By the end of the game, Johnson had dropped 27 points, impressing Rihanna with his memorable performance. Number 7. Austin Reaves turns it up after clashing with baddies. Here is another instance of an NBA player clashing with a set of baddies, seated courtside, and then proceeding to drop a masterclass of a performance. And we are talking about AR-15, that is, Austin Reaves in a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Detroit Pistons. Reaves turned it up right after bumping into a group of baddies and was on fire right after that, dropping some three-pointers and really impressive shots that must have surely made the baddies blush and cheer for him. Number 6. Jordan Poole, catching eyes with a baddie. At number 6 on this list is another of Jordan Poole's moments with a baddie as he made his first ever hustle play, and is rewarded with a courtside baddie who he senses immediately after almost falling on top of her. Right after that, Poole automatically turned into prime Michael Jordan, and went on to drop three-pointers like a piece of cake for the Golden State Warriors. Number 5. LeBron James spots Beyonce courtside. Another instance of LeBron impressing a courtside baddie, but this time, it was not just any baddie, it was none other than Beyonce who had her eyes on King James throughout the game. Beyonce, we totally get it. We would do the same. Right after he spotted Beyonce in the crowd, James went on to hit one of the greatest fadeaways in the history of the NBA, which sent shivers down the spine of every single fan in the building. Number 4. Kevin Durant is caught flirting with Rihanna. At number 4 on this list is when Kevin Durant was caught flirting with Rihanna when she was courtside in the middle of an NBA Finals game. They were being mean to each other reportedly, which is obviously a common flirting technique used by thousands of people. And Durant did not disappoint with his skills and performance in front of Rihanna as well. He was killing it, and while Rihanna might not be liking it entirely, she liked the constant back and forth between her and Durant. Number 3, Jordan Poole impresses baddie in front of her child. It seems like Jordan Poole can very well be regarded as the GOAT of impressing baddies seated courtside, because we have another instance of him turning it up in front of a baddie who had brought her kid to the game as well. Poole fell right in front of her and her kid, who helped him get up, and right after that gesture, Poole was not going to shy away from dropping a masterclass of a performance in front of the baddie mom, who was seen going crazy with the way Poole was throwing fadeaways like it was nothing for him. Number 2, Jalen Brunson spots Coi Leray courtside. This is the instance where Jalen Brunson spotted American rapper and singer Coi Leray courtside and literally turned into 2001 Allen Iverson with the way he went on to play. Brunson went on to shoot three-pointers left, right, and center, one of them with his weak hand, and that too, with just one hand. Can you imagine that? That's what Coi Leray drove him to do, as he also gave a flying kiss in the air, not directly towards her, but we all knew where it was going, didn't we? Cheeky Brunson. Number 1, Kobe Bryant rizzing Halle Berry. And our number 1 pick on this list definitely has to be a gorgeous Halle Berry checking out the legend Kobe Bryant during an NBA game in 2005. And the way Berry looked at him, it looked like she was crushing on him. Berry was being interviewed during the game, and upon being asked who her favorite player was, she took Kobe's name. Well, obviously, we are not at all surprised about that with the way she had her eyes on Kobe. But Kobe was busy talking to the referee while Hale was checking him out. Because that's what the Mamba mentality is all about, right? To stay focused, even if Halle Berry is in the room. So these were the top 20 moments when players tried to impress courtside baddies. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comment section below.